welcome to University of Bristol. My name is Dave Jarman, I'm the Head of Enterprise Education here at the University, and I'm actually sorry that I can't be there today. I'm at this moment in time in Japan on a visit from the University of Bristol to the University of Kyoto to talk about enterprise education, amongst other things. I really wanted to be part of today, so this was my opportunity to make a contribution. Well, to be perfectly honest, I didn't know that I was until quite recently, when I found that I was talking about sustainability quite a lot from a position about how a business becomes sustainable over time. And actually, I fundamentally agree with the principles of actually kind of social justice and recycling and green energy, and all that stuff is actually kind of pretty inherent in a lot of the enterprise teaching that I do. Actually, a lot of the student business ideas that we see every day, actually more and more have those ideas embedded in almost as standard. It's almost a default. So actually, the sustainability agenda is already in part there in the enterprise agenda, that actually it's about finding clever solutions to the problems that we face. I've also become particularly interested because I see it as another pervasive theme in the university, that it, like enterprise, is something that cross-cuts a variety of other disciplines. These are themes that go beyond simple subject boundaries, and actually they're kind of core sets of knowledge and core groups of skills that I think all of our students need going forward in the future. And the answer to that is, I honestly don't know. I think that both enterprise and sustainability have been somewhat on the periphery of education for some time, so they're still kind of elbowing their way towards centre stage, and I think as a result they've got quite a lot to learn from one another, but I think that also explains why nobody's really maybe had the time to dive into them in quite the way that people have in more traditional disciplines. I think they're both about ideas, and they are both about doing things better, and they are both about the application of those good ideas to try and do something better than we already have it in a sustainable way. Actually, we do want our students' enterprising ideas to be sustainable, and we do want the sustainable development technology that we're bringing forward to be innovative. We want it to solve problems. It's not enough for it to simply be there, it's got to be better, it's got to be more attractive than what we already have. So actually the two agendas serve one another rather well. In a way, it depends on the students, really, because it's about tapping into what they're interested in. And that actually, there's something to be said for the fact that some students will be drawn to enterprise, and then we can talk to them about how that enterprise could be as sustainable as possible, and some students are drawn to the sustainability issues, and actually we can talk to them about enterprise as a means to make sure that their sustainable ideas actually work, and actually there's a market for them and that people want them. That there is a difference between having good ideas and having good business ideas. And likewise, I would anticipate there's a difference between having a business idea and having a sustainable business idea. So they're both impactful. I'm not going to say which is more. So the final question I've been asked is about how the two agendas might work together in parallel here at Bristol. And I think we're already starting to see that emerge, and that's partly just learning from one another. In terms of where they fit together nicely, that will be through programs where we're particularly looking at social and civic enterprise. We do already include a sustainability element in some of our engineering technology business plan units, so our final year engineering students have to do a technology business plan, and we do talk about it being sustainable, and that's from a business sense, but also from this wider sense. But actually where it really cuts in when we start talking about civic and social. So actually where we're running programs where students are really trying to do good for a community or for an environment or for a cause, and actually it's got to be sustainable in every dimension when we get to there, whether it's a piece of community woodland, whether it's enabling our local high streets and civic centres to think about how they might become more successful and sustainable as retail moves out from the high street to online or out of town. I think it's in challenges like that where we'll see genuine collaboration between the two areas, because it's interesting to both of us. It helps both of us get our agenda in front of students in a really interesting and engaging way.